true, actual as the Blessed One does. He understands thus, there is no ascetic or Brahmin outside here who teaches a Dhamma so real, true, actual as the Blessed One does. This too is a method by means of which a monk who is a trainee, standing on the plane of a trainee, understands, I am a trainee. So here he's saying that there is no teaching outside of the Buddha Dhamma, of the original Buddha's discourses, that can compare with the Blessed One's teachings. Outside means external to the Buddha's teachings. So even later books can be considered external, because the original Buddha Dhamma is only found in the earliest Nikayas, original Pali Suttas. Again, monks, a monk who is a trainee understands the 5 spiritual faculties, the faculty of faith, energy, recollection, concentration, and wisdom. He does not yet dwell, having contacted with the body. That is their destination, their culmination, their fruit, their final goal. But having pierced it with wisdom, he sees. This too is a method by means of which a monk who is a trainee, standing on the plane of a trainee, understands, I am a trainee. In other words, a trainee, an Arya who has not finished his work, he has developed the 5 faculties, but not completely developed, partially he has developed them partially. And what monks is the method by means of which a monk who is one beyond training, standing on the plane beyond training, understands, I am one beyond training. Here monks, a monk who is one beyond training understands the 5 spiritual faculties, the faculty of faith, energy, recollection, concentration, and wisdom. He dwells, having contacted with the body, their destination, their culmination, their fruit, their final goal, and having pierced it through with wisdom, he sees. This is a method by means of which a monk who is one beyond training, standing on the plane of one beyond training, understands, I am one beyond training. That means the Arahant, he has completely developed the 5 faculties. Again, monks, a monk who is one beyond training understands the 6 faculties, the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind faculties. He understands these 6 faculties will cease completely and totally without remainder, and no other 6 faculties will arise anywhere in any way. This too is a method by means of which a monk who is one beyond training, standing on the plane of one beyond training, understands, I am one beyond training. In other words, this Arahant, he has full confidence that when he dies, he will not be reborn again. So that is way an Arya understands he is an Arya. If that Arya has not finished his work, there are 3 ways by which he understands. First one is he understands the 4 noble truths. The second one, he knows that outside the Buddha Dhamma, the original Buddha Dhamma, there is no other teaching that can compare with the original or true Dhamma. Then the third, he has developed the 5 faculties, but not completely. And then the Arahant has 2 ways of knowing that he has finished his work. One is he has completely developed the 5 faculties. And secondly, he is confident that when he lays down the body, that he will not be reborn again. Okay, the last sutta I'm going to read in this Indriya Samyutta is 48.58, page 1699. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Rajagaha on Mount Vulture Peak in the Boar's Cave. There the Blessed One addressed the Venerable Sariputta thus: Considering what benefit, Sariputta, does a monk whose asavas are destroyed conduct himself in a way that shows supreme honor towards the Tathagata and the Tathagata's teaching? And Venerable Sariputta said, it is, Venerable Sir, considering as benefit the unsurpassed security from bondage, that the monk whose asavas are destroyed conducts himself in a way that shows supreme honor towards the Tathagata and the Tathagata's teaching. Stop here for a moment. So here the Buddha is asking, when a monk has attained liberation, if he shows complete reverence, complete veneration of the Buddha, it is because of what benefit. Venerable Sariputta says, an Arahant who has become liberated, he shows supreme veneration for the Buddha because he has attained the benefit of unsurpassed security from bondage. That means he has destroyed the cycle of rebirth, because if you have not destroyed the cycle of rebirth, you will suffer in the round of rebirths. But this Arahant, he has been liberated from the rounds of rebirth. So because of this benefit, that he owes complete loyalty and obedience and veneration of the Buddha. And the Buddha said, good Sariputta. For Sariputta, it is considering as benefit the unsurpassed security from bondage that a monk whose asavas are destroyed conducts himself in a way that shows supreme honor towards the Tathagata and the Tathagata's teaching. And what Sariputta is the unsurpassed security from bondage that a monk whose asavas are destroyed considers as the benefit when he conducts himself in a way that shows supreme honor towards the Tathagata and the Tathagata's teaching. And Venerable Sariputta said, here, Venerable Sir, a monk whose asavas are destroyed develops the faculty of faith, which leads to peace, leads to enlightenment. Similarly, he develops the faculties of energy, recollection, concentration, wisdom, which leads to peace, leads to enlightenment. This, Venerable Sir, is the unsurpassed security from bondage that a monk whose asavas are destroyed considers as the benefit when he conducts himself in a way that shows supreme honor towards the Tathagata and the Tathagata's teaching. In other words, Venerable Sariputta is saying that when a monk develops these 5 faculties completely, then he attains liberation. Good Sariputta. For that Sariputta is the unsurpassed security from bondage that a monk whose asavas are destroyed considers as the benefit when he conducts himself in a way that shows supreme honor towards the Tathagata and the Tathagata's teaching. And what Sariputta is the supreme honor with which a monk whose asavas are destroyed conducts himself towards the Tathagata and the Tathagata's teachings. Here, Venerable Sir, a monk whose asavas are destroyed dwells reverential and deferential towards the teacher, the Dhamma, the Sangha, the training and concentration. This, Venerable Sir, is that supreme honor with which a monk whose asavas are destroyed conducts himself towards the Tathagata and the Tathagata's teaching. Good Sariputta. For that Sariputta is the supreme honor with which a monk whose asavas are destroyed conducts himself towards the Tathagata and the Tathagata's teaching. That's the end of the sutta. So here, the Buddha is saying that an Arahant, after he has attained liberation, he will very naturally have supreme veneration for the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, the training and concentration, samadhi. But nowadays, you find there are some monks, they belittle the samadhi. If they belittle the samadhi, that shows they're probably not even an Arya, because an Arahant can have supreme veneration for the triple gem, the training and concentration. So it is natural that even an Arya will have supreme veneration for the triple gem, the training and concentration. So if a monk can belittle the jhanas, I don't think he's an Arya at all. That's the end of the Indriya Samyutta. So let me see. The next Samyutta is Sammappadhana, right efforts. Oh, there's only one sutta I want to read, so I might as well read it. So this is chapter 49, discourses on the four right efforts, Sammappadhana. And this Samyutta, there's only 54 suttas, but a lot of them have been very similar to previous suttas, so no need to read them. So I only read one sutta. That's the first sutta, 49.1. At Savatthi, there the Blessed One said, "Monks, there are these four right efforts." What for? Here, monks, a monk generates desire for the non-arising of unarisen, evil, unwholesome states. He makes an effort, arouses energy, applies his mind, and strives. He generates desire for the abandoning of arisen, evil, unwholesome states. He makes an effort, arouses energy, applies his mind, and strives. He generates desire for the arising of unarisen, wholesome states. He makes an effort, arouses energy, applies his mind, and strives. He generates desire for the maintenance of arisen, wholesome states, for the non-decay, increase, expansion, and fulfillment by development. He makes an effort, arouses energy, applies his mind, and strives. These are the four right strivings or four right efforts. Monks, just as the river Ganges slants, slopes, and inclines towards the east, so too a monk who develops and cultivates the four right strivings or efforts slants, slopes, and inclines towards Nibbana. And how, monks, does a monk develop and cultivate the four right strivings so that he slants, slopes, and inclines towards Nibbana? Here, monks, a monk generates desire for the non-arising of unarisen, evil, unwholesome states. He makes an effort, arouses energy, applies his mind, and strives. Similarly, he generates desire for the abandoning of arisen, evil, and wholesome states. He makes an effort, arouses energy, applies his mind, and strives. He generates desire for the arising of unarisen, wholesome states. He makes an effort, arouses energy, applies his mind, and strives. He generates desire for the maintenance of arisen, wholesome states, for the non-decay, increase, expansion, and fulfillment by development. He makes an effort, arouses energy, applies his mind, and strives. These are the four right strivings or four right efforts. It is in this way, monks, that a monk develops and cultivates the four right efforts or strivings so that he slants, slopes, and inclines towards Nibbana. That's the end of the sutta. So there are four parts of this right effort. The first two is connected with unwholesome states of mind. So if the unwholesome states of mind have not arisen, then we don't allow it to arise. And if it has already arisen, then we quickly abandon, get rid of arisen unwholesome states of mind. And then the third and the fourth concerns wholesome states of mind. If wholesome states of mind have not arisen, then we make an effort to arouse, to make wholesome states of mind arise. And if wholesome states of mind have already arisen, then we make an effort to maintain, to prolong, to increase the arisen wholesome states of mind. So if you want to practice these four right efforts, you constantly have to look into your mind, see whether your mind has wholesome states of mind or unwholesome states of mind, and you take corresponding action, you make the effort. So this is the sixth factor of the Noble Eightfold Path. So it's important so that we can change our character. Without observing your mind, you cannot change your character.